Welcome to the Global Skill Development Council, your gateway to digital transformation. We are an independent, vendor-neutral ISO IEC 1 body committed to helping individuals and organizations stay future-ready in a rapid Welcome to the Global Skill Development Council, your gateway to digital transformation. We are an independent, vendor-neutral ISO IEC 1024 accredited certification body committed to helping individuals and organizations stay future-ready in a rapidly evolving world. GSDC is accredited by the Accreditation Board for International Certification Bodies, ABICB. For 10 years, we've certified more than 100,000 professionals across Europe, North America, Asia, and Africa, with our offices in Switzerland, the United States, and Singapore. Our programs are recognized by leading publications and podcasts, including Forbes, Tech Target, People Managing People. We offer 100-plus globally accredited certifications across emerging and in-demand domains like generative AI and emerging technologies, HR and learning and development, project management and agile Scrum, ISO and quality management, information security. Each GSDC certification is designed to empower professionals with confidence and help organizations stay competitive in a fast-changing landscape. Every certification is crafted with insights from 100-plus global advisory board members representing top universities and leading industry experts. Our certified professionals are trusted by 500-plus multinational companies, which help unlock better roles, faster promotions, and delivering cutting-edge expertise. We partner with 100-plus authorized training partners and 50-plus universities, supporting talent across all career levels, from entry-level to executive leadership. As a GSDC member, you gain lifelong access to interactive webinars, hands-on workshops, SME panels, and global summits. Join a vibrant community of 25,000-plus members and be part of our global events. Check our reviews on Trustpilot. We're trusted worldwide for quality, support, and impact. Whether you're aiming higher or building tomorrow's talent, GSDC is your partner in purposeful growth and impactful leadership. Visit our website to explore our offerings. GSDC, share the best practices and learn from the best practices. Welcome to the Global Skill Development Council, your gateway to digital transformation. We are an independent, vendor-neutral ISO IEC 1024 accredited certification body committed to helping individuals and organizations stay future-ready in a rapidly evolving world. GSDC is accredited by the Accreditation Board for International Certification Bodies, ABICB. For 10 years, we've certified more than 100,000 professionals across Europe, North America, Asia, and Africa, with our offices in Switzerland, the United States, and Singapore. Our programs are recognized by leading publications and podcasts, including Forbes, Tech Target, People Managing People. We offer 100-plus globally accredited certifications across emerging and in-demand domains like generative AI and emerging technologies, HR and learning and development, project management and agile Scrum, ISO and quality management, information security. Each GSDC certification is designed to empower professionals with confidence and help organizations stay competitive in a fast-changing landscape. Every certification is crafted with insights from 100-plus global advisory board members representing top universities and leading industry experts. Our certified professionals are trusted by 500-plus multinational companies, which help unlock better roles, faster promotions, and delivering cutting-edge expertise. We partner with 100-plus authorized training partners and 50-plus universities, supporting talent across all career levels, from entry-level to executive leadership. As a GSDC member, you gain lifelong access to interactive webinars, hands-on workshops, SME panels, and global summits. Join a Check our reviews on Trustpilot. We're trusted worldwide for quality, support, and impact. Whether you're aiming higher or building tomorrow's talent, GSDC is your partner in purposeful growth and impactful leadership. Visit our website to explore our offerings. GSDC, share the best practices and learn from the best practices.
Hello everyone, my name is Pratibha and I'll be your moderator today. So if at any point you have any question or if you want to connect with the GSDC or if you want to know more regarding the GSDC initiative, please feel free to use the chat box. And a very warm welcome back to all of you into the AI session webinar. Just allow me a minute to share my screen so then we can start with the sessions. Meanwhile, please do let us know where you guys are watching. We would be happy to know that. So, on behalf of the Global Skill Development Council, I'm truly delighted to welcome you all into the GSTC Studio AI Implementation Series, a hands on webinar series especially designed for managers and professionals like you, so that you can not just learn but you can also apply what you take away. And one of the things which make this webinar so interesting is the amazing expert of panel we have lined up for you. Some of them have already delivered a very incredible and insightful sessions, and others are all set to bring in more powerful ideas. And here's a little spoiler. So we are continuously adding more speaker into our banner to make your learning journey even more engaging and dynamic. So you want to know how you can grab the spot? Well, hang tight till today's end of the sessions and I'll be telling you the details then. So, for those who have joined with us for the very first time, let me give you a quick introduction who we are. Global Skill Development Council is a globally recognized certification body. We are authorized with 100 plus training partners. We are also associated with 500 plus subject matter experts. Currently, we are covering 100 plus certification in our portfolio. Till yet, we have a 250,000 professionals certified with us. We are associated with 1,000 plus multinational companies and 50 plus universities worldwide. We are accredited by ABICB. And we are also very proud to be associated with our media partner, WordPress Hub, to helping us simplify our initiative and reach it to the wider global audience. So before starting the event, I just wanted to make a quick announcement that we have just launched a very unique platform called GSDC AI Studio, Lifelong Learning Initiative, in which you will be getting the 100 plus live monthly sessions with global expert, which include 4 daily sessions, 45-minute live expert lead sessions for hands-on learning, sessions from global expert. Now you can learn directly from our AI leaders around the world. Real time practice, you can apply concept immediately and get your question answered. Certification ready, you will be getting the training aligned with industry standard for job ready skills. So, do you want to know how you can get the benefit of GSTC AI Studio? Well, let me tell you. So there are three ways. First, you have a free 14-day access in which you will be getting the 14-day access including the 80 plus live session per month, access to full GSTC studio. Second, you have a GSTC lifelong membership. You will be upgrading to Pro in $109 and you will be getting the lifetime access of 80 plus live session per month, access to full GSTC studio, free GSTC membership, access to physical event, LinkedIn profile improver. Last but not the least, we have GSTC certification plus lifetime membership. So now participant, this offer is for a very limited time of period. So make sure you're taking the advantage of it because it is starting with $100 and in this you will be getting the lifetime access of GSTC certification, all benefits of lifetime membership, personalized coaching, capstone projects plus AI tool, GSDC Copilot, competency assessment tool. So as I told you that currently we are covering 100 plus certification in our portfolio, which include the learning and development, HR, Gen AI, agentic AI, emerging technologies, ISO lead auditor and implementer, project management and PMO, agile DevOps and SRE, cybersecurity, digital transformation and many more. So once you get certified with the GSDC, you just don't walk away with the certification. You also become a member of our community, which comes with the GSDC membership benefits, including the lifelong membership, certification upgrade, workshop, boot camps, learning club access, also the full benefit of GSDC AI Studio, and many more. So now it's time to welcome our today's speaker. Today we have Swati Adimula with us. So Swati is an cloud and AI architecture at Oracle with over 16 years of industry experience. She designed bespoke solutions that tackle complex business challenges with scalable, secure, and future ready architectures. Emphasizing cloud native architecture principle, she is a recognized expert in agentic AI architecture frameworks with a strong focus on agent interoperability, seamless enterprise integrations, and developer productivity. Her leadership extends to build intelligent systems that ground in robust ontology driven solutions, enabling greater data interoperability, contextual reasoning, and deterministic AI practice for decision making across the enterprise. Swati champions an AI first development approach, ensuring innovative and transformative outcomes for Oracle. She holds the OCI Certified Architecture Professional and the OCI Architecture Associate certification, in addition to the TOGAF Enterprise Architecture Practitioner certification from the Open Group. And today she is going to lead the session with Smarter Not Hotter Green Principle for AI Design. But before handing over the virtual mic, just a quick reminder. If you have any query during the session, or if you would like to connect with Swati, otherwise if you want to know more regarding the GSDC AI initiative, please feel free to use the chat box. Also, we have an announcement to make at the end of today's session, which is a $400 worth gift certification voucher. So please hang tight till today's end of the session. Once again, don't be shy. Drop your quick reactions, emojis, and comment in the chat box. That's how we know you are with us and you are actively listening and absorbing from this insightful sessions. With that, it's time to welcome Swati on our platform. Thank you so much, Swati, for coming on our platform. We are very honored to have you as our speaker. The stage is all yours.
Thank you, Pratibha. I'll just share my screen in a minute. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. As Pratibha mentioned, uh, I'm OCI Cloud and AI Architect at Oracle, and today I'll be covering the topic Smarter, Not Hotter Green Principles for AI Design. So, to start the session, I would like to have a simple Halloween inspired fun. Why do LLMs love springtime? You can leave your comments in the YouTube if you're watching from YouTube, or if you're watching from the Zoom, you can leave in the chat box. Why do you think LLMs love springtime? LLMs love springtime because it's lighter and greener. A little bit about me before we dive into the session. I was born in India, and from the past 15 years, I've been living in Iowa. I call Iowa home now. So I love traveling and exploring food. I'm from, as I said, I'm from Iowa, and this is inspired from being in Iowa because Iowa is one of the largest, um, Iowa hosts one of the largest data centers in the world. If you scan the QR code here, you can find my LinkedIn account. One of the best things with these conferences, as you all know, is get to meet new people and collaborate with you. So today's agenda, I will cover the rise of AI and its hidden environmental costs, a full life cycle analysis, and then I'll go to golden hammer. I'll just quickly talk about what is a golden hammer anti-pattern, best practices to optimize energy consumption. I'll cover some use cases and go through a quick demo, and I'll open up for quick question and answers. Understanding the footprint of AI. So this collage captures it all. On one side, the joy and magic of AI, the viral trends, and new forms of expression. On the other hand, reminders of very real cause of AI, that is the melting GPUs and the energy bills associated with the AI. So, why does this matter to us? We're all here because we believe in the power of AI. And it's important to remember that this technology does not just exist in the cloud, it is existing in the real data centers and it consumes real world resources. As I have mentioned in the first slide or the introduction slide, Iowa has become the hotspot for one of the few of the world's largest data centers for companies like Google, Meta, Microsoft, and there are different data centers. And I've also captured how much water is consumed in 2024, how many billions of gallons of water is consumed in the year 2024. On the right hand side, I captured why so much water is required. If you look at a data center, when a data center, when the GPT models or this GPUs try to run the when they try to run the algorithms or the large language models, large amount of heat is produced. In order to cool the heat produced, water is required. So that water to the pumped to the servers using pumping system, and the heat is transferred, or heat is the systems are cooled by pumping the cooler water into the systems. This is scope 1. And scope 2 is where, like, at power plants. So in order to supply power to these data centers, the power plants generate a lot of heat while pumping power, because when large language models are executing the load, they consume like a lot of energy. And to supply this power, the power plants have to go through a lot of ups and downs in the generation of electricity. And for that, a lot of heat is produced. In order to cool that, cooling towers are required, and they consume water from the nearby water resources. So at data centers, what can be done to reduce the power usage, to reduce the water usage? To address these challenges, state-of-the-art technologies such as direct-to-chip liquid cooling, dry coolers, and closed-loop chiller systems that operate with zero water usage should be implemented across all the data centers globally. As of now, these are the latest technologies. Most of the data centers around the world are a little older. They do not support this as of today, but these are the technologies which they are going to employ so that the amount of water usage is reduced. So we know that that is what can be done at the data centers. We just learned that that is what can be done at the data centers. But we being AI, people who use AI, how do we help this? How do we help environment? To get into that, I will walk you through a quick life cycle analysis of AI. Mistral AI did a comprehensive lifecycle analysis for large language models, and the graphic on the right breaks it down for us. If you look at the stages, infrastructure phase, computing phase, and using phase. And in the infrastructure phase, hardware embodied impacts consumes more material consumption of 61%. This is everything from chip manufacturing. Here we see like enormous GHC emissions of 11%. And most of us are not involved in this phase. But in the computing phase, this is where the model training and inferencing happens. So GHC emissions are like 85.5%, and water consumption is 91%, and material consumption is 29%. This is the phase, and the network traffic of tokens. When you're prompting AI for asking for something, all the tokens which go back and forth, how much of water they consume and how much of GHC emissions are part of it. Those are covered in 4 and 5. This picture might make you think that all of the resources are consumed only in model training and inference phase, but we also need to consider that the network traffic of tokens, more than the training and the inference phase, most of the people are using AI. So even to just post a LinkedIn post, or even to send an email, now we are trying to we are trending to go towards AI. We are leaning towards AI. So even though five, the number of token, the numbers show low. That's when you consider millions of people using this AI. This has significant impact on the environment. And number six is the end user equipment. When you try to run small language models on your laptop, that is where even our laptops have power consumption and greenhouse gas emissions and like how we consume water. All that is part of the number six. So let's look at marginal impact. So how does it look like when you're generating a page of 400 tokens? The greenhouse gas emissions, which are equivalent to watching 10 seconds of YouTube streaming video. And water consumption is equal to growing a small pink radish. And the material consumption is equal to producing a euro coin, 2 euro cent coin. So this is all real information published by Mistral AI. And if you consider this just for 400 tokens, this is the amount of environmental impact it has. Think of it from the perspective where millions of users are using it every day. Every Google search with AI, Google search used to be lighter before, but now it has increased the energy usage because it is now driven by AI. So every inference at scale happening, not just what you are searching on internet, inferences which are running behind the scenes. Suppose you are watching a YouTube video, inference algorithms are running behind the scenes to suggest what are the videos, what are your interests and what kind of videos do you like. All this consume energy and so environmental resources. So I wanted to talk about anti-pattern, golden hammer anti-pattern. If these costs are significantly so high, it naturally raises an important question for us. Like, are we making the best use of AI? Are we leaning towards AI just because it is available? And how do we, as we are in this race for AI innovation, we are tempted to apply AI everywhere. But how do we use it effectively? How do we use it, and how do we use it in a more deterministic fashion? I will talk more about it. So, as I have told of in the Mistral AI lifecycle analysis, LLM training and inference phase, like LLM's inferences happens and it consumes a lot of water resources and energy resources. So, what do you do to optimize consumption? What are the best practices? Why does LLM optimization really matter? Large language models are called large for a reason. These models are trained on billions of parameters. And when you use an unoptimized LLM, you are incurring higher costs, high latency, and large resource requirements, which have direct impact on the business, user experience, and deployment scales. So today I'll talk about few LLM optimization techniques like quantization, pruning, and speculative decoding. And when you apply LLM optimization techniques, what are the savings you choose, which you see? Energy savings before and after, how energy consumption is lower, how memory usage is lower, where you have a large language model and you have a small language model. What is the deployment range? When you have large language models, you cannot deploy them on edge devices or mobile phones. How now when they are optimized, you can use them on edge devices and inference speeds are sometimes 3 times faster, so the inference speed increases. These are all the benefits of optimization. So what is quantization? Quantization reduces the numerical precision of the model weights and activations. Suppose you are reading a big book, and if you have to remember the entire book before going into an exam, or if you are using a highlighter and if you highlight everything in the book, if you have when you are going to the exam, you do not have what is important, you don't know what is essential for the exam or when you are supposed to use it or apply it. So you need to highlight or take only the important points. So that's how it is done. So you are from a high resolution book, you're quantizing it to a condensed summary so that you can use it. So here the original weight is in a floating point 32-bit precision value. You can optimize it to integer 4-bit. So this keeps essential information and drops the fine-grained details. So why do LLMs need quantization? As I have explained in the previous slides, all the four quadrants, energy consumption, inference speeds, all of this are like higher. Energy consumption goes down, inference speeds are higher. And so by compromising a smaller degree of precision, you are gaining significantly. So as I've shown in this graph, from floating point 32 to integer 4 or integer 2-bit precision, the performance gains when the model quality goes up. When the model quality is high with floating point 32-bit precision, the performance is lower. But when you reduce the model precision, the performance gains increases. But you need to be able to identify what is the optimal balance. You should not compromise on the uh, performance, or how does it react to the real world task. You should not compromise on that. So that's where the benchmarking comes into picture. So what are the benchmarking metrics which you need to keep in mind? What is the time it takes for the first time to first token, TTFT? How long does it take for time to first token? What is the time per output token? What is the server throughput? Check the model quality. Like once you quantize the model, is the model still performing as it is supposed to be? And Pareto analysis, like 20% of 20% of what you have done impacts 80% of what you are supposed to be doing. So what are those 20% parameters? Are they working better? Workload coverage. Do the workload coverage with real world task. Is it performing good with the real world task? That's where these are the different tests which you need to do when you are optimizing large language models, so that you are aware that your quantized model or your optimized model is still working as expected for your business needs. This is model pruning. So in model pruning, it's like just a gardener going into a garden and taking a rose plant and pruning the leaves or branches which are not going to yield fruit. So it's similar. Suppose some weights are not responsible or not of higher importance, you can prune those weights. And now if you see after pruning, it's a lighter weight, a smaller in size, faster at inference, and more efficient model is produced. And how does pruning work? So you will start with a trained model, score the importance of the weights, and then if a weight is of least importance, you'll prune that. If the weight is of higher importance, you will keep it. And there are different techniques in doing pruning. There are like random pattern pruning, column-based pruning, and zero-valued activation pruning techniques. These are different techniques which are available for pruning. And once you prune a model, you have a fine-tuned model. And fine-tuned model, once you have the fine-tuned model, you need to evaluate the performance. As I have mentioned in the previous slide, the benchmarking techniques, you will evaluate whether the model is still working. Other technique is like speculative decoding. So what happens when you are using large language models is when a token is getting like every token is generated at once. So for every token generation, it goes through full compute cycle. Instead, what you can do is you can use a some other model. It's called a draft model, which generates multiple tokens at a time. Suppose if your input prompt is the cat is on the, instead of waiting for LLM to generate the next token, you can have one draft model which generates multiple tokens from multiple tokens, and then your actual LLM looks at these multiple tokens and select what is the right one, instead of going through the entire process of generating all of them. Looking at all of the tokens and generating a token for you, it looks at all of the high probability words and selects what are the most probable words, and then uses them in the sentence. And then once the target model receives a wrong or a what it thinks is and is not appropriate at this phase, it stops there and it looks for the next next results from the draft model. So this is where you are reducing the number of the amount of resources consumed by every token generation. You are generating multiple tokens at a time. I will talk about use cases where we all, like most of the people here in the presentation would be uh, regular developers, and those are the use scenarios which I've shown. Like LLM optimization techniques will be done by very few people, but most of the developers or most of the real world people will be doing with code refactoring. In enterprise applications, it is very common for people to be doing code refactoring. So I would like to ask a question. How do you approach these use cases without AI? You can leave your answer in the comments. And then I would like you to think, how do you approach this use case with AI? So when the previous use case, when you are trying to approach this code refactoring technique without AI, you will have to go through, like, you need to have expertise on what you are going to refactor. Suppose you are doing a Spring Boot to Micronaut migration. You need to understand what are the Spring Boot annotations, what are the Micronaut annotations, how do they map from each other, like what is this, what is on the left hand side and what is on the right hand side, how do I need to transform it. You need to do a lot of analytical, you need to do a lot of thinking, and this does not scale easily because you are doing the same process across the entire organization. You are one developer looking at one branch. There are multiple code bases in a big company like Oracle, or anywhere within your organization there are multiple code bases, and if you have to scale this without AI, it's going to be hard. And how do you approach the use case with AI? I know many people have access to co-pilots, and people can now make faster code refactoring. But if you have tried this, there are some problems. You will see that whenever AI is not able to do, suppose it's the same use case of Spring Boot to Micronaut migration, if AI is not able to migrate, if it does not know how to do the migration, it will clip the file, it will clip that particular method. So if you're doing at large scale at an enterprise level code base, it's so hard to maintain or to keep track of what is being changed. And how do you control, and how do you do a deterministic transformation? This is a perfect use case where you think, where it illustrates that it's not always the right answer is not always AI. Just go to AI is not the right answer. Think out of the box. So that's where, how do you approach the use case with sustainability hat? I would like you all to think from the sustainability perspective. If you still have AI, we all have access to AI. And if you think that if you want to do this code migration from Spring Boot to Micronaut in a deterministic fashion, how do you do it? I would like you to think and leave your comments in the chat. And while you are leaving the comments in the chat or YouTube live stream, I will talk to you about it. So you look for tools which are more deterministic. In my use case of Spring Boot to Micronaut, I've explored something called Open Rewrite. So here I'm talking about what are the code refactoring techniques, like what is code refactoring and what are the challenges which we see. Like if we don't have deterministic tooling solutions, what are the challenges which we face? And then I, I'm introducing you to something called an open rewrite tool. Look for tools which make it more easier. So I'll talk to you a little bit of about Open Rewrite. It's like Open Rewrite is a tool which can do a deterministic transformation of your code, whether it is Spring upgrades or JUnit upgrades or Spring Boot to Micronaut or JavaScript upgrades. There are different aspects which, if you log into their Open Rewrite website, you will see that it can be used. This is a tool which can be used for deterministic code transformation. And how does it work? It builds lossless semantic tree of your code. Like suppose you have a class and you have different properties in it, and then you have methods in it, and this class is being called by another class. So all this is built like a lossless semantic tree. And then when a code transformation is applied, a lossless open rewrite works by recipe based transformation. Like you can apply a recipe on this semantic tree, do the transformation, and then it rebuilds the code for you. So while it is doing this, it is preserving the type and format of your code, and the code transformation across your enterprise looks same. But you will you will then ask me, okay, this is very good, I'm looking for tools, but it is based on this transformation is based on recipes. So how do I generate recipes? How do I write recipes? The recipes can be written in YAML and Java, but I don't know Java. How do I write Java code? That's where lean towards AI. So I'm showing a simple example here, which is like um, Spring to Micronaut transformation. This is a YAML based recipe where the transformation is straightforward. Like you are transforming, if you look here in line number 8, I'm transforming REST controller into controller. Line number 8 and 9 is for transforming the type, REST controller to controller. Line numbers 11 and 12, request mapping to URI. So how do I know all of this? And okay, this is good for simple transformation, like you are transforming one annotation to another annotation. I can use Control F and do this. What else? What can I do further for complex transformations where you need to, like when you change REST controller to controller, you also need to change the logic inside the code, and you also need to change the parameters which you are passing into your method. All this is done using the Java based recipes. And if you do not know how to write these recipes, lean towards AI. Even for generating this YAML recipe, lean towards AI and generate the recipe. I will show a small demo.
Transforming Spring applications into Micronaut applications. This is a page published by Micronaut. It has effectively demonstrated how we can migrate Spring applications into Micronaut and what are the annotations, mapping annotations. If there is a Spring annotation, what is the target annotation to migrate to? For our example today, we will be migrating Spring MVC framework related annotations. So I'll be addressing REST controller annotation. I'll be converting it to controller. I'll be also converting all of the associated mappings. As an additional example, I'll be converting one of the Spring Boot annotations, conditional on property, from Spring Framework to Micronaut. For this conversion, I'm using Open Rewrite. Open Rewrite is an open source automated refactoring system for our source code. It enables developers handle framework migrations in an open.
So I've explained all of this. So I'm just going to skip to the place where I'm using
inbuilt plugin
coding assistant to generate the recipe for
us. So on the right, I have Oracle Code Assist. I'll be using Oracle Code Assist to generate recipes for me. So let me prompt Oracle Code Assist to generate recipe for converting Spring MVC framework annotations into Micronaut. While Open Rewrite OCA generates Open Rewrite recipe for us, I'll create a directory. And I'll create an YAML file.
So on the right hand side, if you see, you have the recipe generated for you. You don't need to know how to do this transformation, and you don't need to know Java. AI generates the recipe for you.
Recipe for us for converting Spring MVC annotations into Micronaut. Let me also prompt it to generate recipe for converting conditional on property. For now, I'll copy paste this code. I'll copy paste the recipe into our project. So now let me prompt OCA to convert conditional on property. While it generates the recipe, I'll copy paste the right recipe.
So you have all of the recipe added into your file, and then this is how you run the code.
Let's click on run. So Open Rewrite is shows what are all the annotations it has done, else which have been changed. Let me open the
So using Open Rewrite, I've also updated the build.gradle file where when it is opened, you can see that
So the recipe
for
has
Micronaut
added
annotations, it has added the
the required
dependencies for you.
Micronaut dependencies into the gradle.properties file. On property transformation.
So this is conditional on property migration, and also the parameters which are passed into the method or how they are
transformation is
transformed.
performed. Controller have been.
So that's a use case where you can use AI. You are still using AI, but you are using AI deterministically. And I'll show you other use case. It's RAG, retrieval augmented generation. We all know, we all have been seeing a RAG being applied everywhere. It enables your large language model to know about your application. You can ground the responses to your data by supplying your data to the large language models. The latest information is supplied. But if we all know that AI needs more context and we are sending the data to it. But when you're sending this data, you're taking a fire hose and doing control F. You are implementing vector search here. So you're taking a fire hose and taking all of the data which is just closer to your words and then sending it to LLM and then asking LLM to make sense out of it. So LLM does not know, like it just knows what is the data which you're sending, but it does not know what it means. That's where semantics come into picture. So industry data powered by ontology. So ontology is the semantic layer which you can add around your data. So it makes sense of your data. It knows the meaning of your data. So you are building a layer of ontology on your database. So how does it help? So suppose your enterprise data looks like this. This is your person ID, this is an account ID, and this is the bill they are paying. All this is all looking like how it is in the tables. And now, how do you create actionable data for Gen AI? So how does Gen AI understand that, okay, Bob is a person and has a utility bill and he has an amount of this is the amount he is due. How does this inference is made? This inference is done using the semantic layer, that is the ontology which you are building. This enables large language models to make better responses and deterministic and semantically rich responses instead of just hallucinating. So after this presentation, what is that which I want to convey to everyone here is like tech companies should use AI thoughtfully and only in cases where the direct user benefit clearly justifies the energy cost. And sustainability must be a core consideration in making these decisions. You are not just making use of AI because it is available. At the end of the day, it's not just energy. Even if you look at the cost, your AI costs for your enterprise application are significantly high. So please think of these deterministic solutions. You are not only helping your product or your company, you are also helping our earth. Yeah, I'll open the presentation for question and answers. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Swati, for the amazing and insightful sessions. I'm sure our participants have learned a lot. So the participant floor is officially open for question and answer. If you have any question, please feel free to use the chat box and we'll start taking the question. So the first question we have that is from Reginald. Just as there are trade-offs on resources with using AI, what are the trade-offs with LLM optimization?
Yeah, so we all know that LLM optimization techniques need like as I've told, they need resources initially, but those are the initial costs which you incur. All of the resources, not just energy resources, even in the application. If you are working for an enterprise company, a big company, and if you're developing a product, so optimization techniques, you need to spend some resources on it. You need to give some people, allocate some people. You need to train the model. You need to retrain the model. So these are the things which are incurred. But at the end of the day, if you look at it, the inferences, which how fast the inferences are made and how the solutions are uh, giving you lesser cost, and you are able to build small language models or optimized models. You can deploy them all of these across all edge applications or on the phones. So that's where you can see that you have advantages, even though you are spending cost and time and resources initially, but later it will help you.
Thank you so much for this amazing and insightful answer. So, Rajinal have actually multiple questions. So let me ask you one by one. So, how could we measure application of these techniques by the big data centers, and what punitive measures will be taken if companies fail to implement this much needed measures?
So every data center publishes how much of energy resources. There is no one central location. Even I was searching when I was trying to build this presentation. I was searching to see, is there one location where you can find energy consumption of all of the data center, natural resource consumption of all of the data centers across the world. One good thing is there is a website where you can see all of the data centers around the world, but there is nothing called there is nowhere like this is this and this much energy is consumed for each data center in a one place. You need to go into individual data centers publishings and find out the consumption of the resources. But this is a gap which now you can see, and if you want to build something, that's a good idea. So go ahead and build something where you can track the energy resources of all of the data centers at one place, so that we can encourage companies to look at that. You can have some leaderboards kind of thing, like increasing competitions across the data centers, across our big companies, and they compete with each other to show this is the amount of energy savings, this is the sustainability perspective, how we are thinking. So that can be done. Maybe but this is definitely a gap. As of today, there is no one place, but it's good to have.
Thank you so much for those detailed and thoughtful answer. So, the next question is, what international governing body will be able to arbitrate it to ensure that sustainability incorporated in the data centers practices?
It's a very good question. I do not know. I'm not sure if there is any one governing body which is monitoring this and thinking from this perspective to penalize someone who is doing a lot of energy resource. Like there are some factors which, like there is only a percentage of water you can consume. A data center cannot consume. Like if we are co-living with data centers. So if I say I'm in Iowa. I know that I am living in Iowa. There are data centers, and Iowa is famous for agricultural farms. Like we produce a lot of corn here. So the farms also need water. People living here, the communities need water. So there are some governance things, like what is the percentage of water they can use. But there might be more things too, but I'm not sure who is the governance body and who does this tracking. Definitely, this is something which you can connect to me on LinkedIn, Reginald, and you can post me question. I can look up to, and if you find something, you can let me know too. Yeah, that's about it.
Thank you so much for the amazing answer. So the next question we have, what are the parameters that determine throughout uses of AI, and how do we get the Fantastic Four, Meta, Google, Meta, and Microsoft to subscribe to this optimizations technique?
So yeah, this is a great battle, and I definitely think that what I'm seeing is even in big companies, I do not know what exactly is happening inside those companies, but there are large language models which are being delivered by those big companies. And at the same time, I think they are also looking for quantized models, because as of today, most of the applications who are developing the products are just in the POC phase, or most of them are question and answer chatbots and RAG based systems, and they are not in the phase where they are seeing the return on investments. It's more about how much of AI are we using. It's more about demonstration phase that we are using AI. But definitely, this is something which will come to them, because they need to see, are we making money out of it? Many companies are, if you see across LinkedIn or very posts, many companies are not making money yet out of this. So this cannot sustain for long. So they need to make money out of it. That's where everyone will push towards optimization techniques.
Thank you so much for this thoughtful answer. So now we have few questions from our participant of LinkedIn and YouTube. So the first question we have that how can organizations practically measure the carbon footprint of their AI system, and are there emerging standards or tool you would recommend to do that?
Okay. Yeah, as we all know, AI is completely new. Even if you go to, if you're using a Copilot, you can see the number of tokens which are being consumed. When I was using Oracle's Code Assist, towards the right, you would have noticed that how many tokens you are using. When I was trying to generate a recipe, it was showing, okay, these many tokens are used for this purpose. So there should be something called budget. I'm not sure if any other applications or any other companies are currently doing this. You should encourage your team to keep their consumption usage, the token usage, within this budget, so that they don't run away the budget and then the token cost is high. Even though not just token cost is higher, the LLM starts to hallucinate. If you're using all of the context, you are not using it efficiently. You are just using it just like that. So you will run away, not just from the cost perspective. You are now making the LLM to hallucinate. So that's where you need to have more techniques for, like, where you can have a portal where you can have, these are the amounts of tokens which you have used, which your organization have used today. And from these tokens, there are some mathematical formulas which can be used to calculate, okay, this is the amount of greenhouse gas emissions, and this is the amount of carbon footprint it had, this is the amount of water it used. Those should be applied and should be enabled. How you are currently seeing tokens, these should be available too for the users to see. Only when the people are able to see this, they can know that, okay, I am impacting energy resources, an environmental resource here. So let me think of it. Only then it will get ingrained into the human's brain. So this is also a gap, something which is not there currently. I've heard that some tools are there. I need to research more on what are the tools which people can use. But these are very essential for in building or in putting sustainability into people's brain.
Thank you so much for the amazing answer, Swati. So, the next question we have, what do you think? How can smaller teams or startup can adopt green AI practice when they don't have the large infrastructure budgets?
Yeah. Um, so definitely start from where, like, enabling your people to use the AI context better, not just take a fire hose and throw data at LLMs. So that's where you start small. And then I know LLM optimization techniques, all those are like expensive, but at least from the other perspective, where you are enabling people to use LLMs effectively, so use ontology, use deterministic tools like how I have showcased. There you are making LLM like think like a human rather than just throwing everything at it and make sense out of it. So these are the things which you can start and then definitely grow further out of it.
Thank you so much for the insightful answer. So the next question we have, are there any recommended benchmarks or sustainability scores today that can help comparing the green performance of different LLMs?
Um, whatever I've seen today is all around testing the application, whether it is working fine or not. Many people are not thinking from the sustainability perspective, but definitely this is a very good question. There should be benchmarking, just like how I have showed benchmarking for usage, like what is the time it is taking for first token, what is the time it is for taking for token generation, how is the application working for your data. There should be also benchmarking scores. This is a very good suggestion from whoever it has come from. Thank you. But this is something which people should think. There should be benchmarking scores for sustainability aspect also, like how Mistral AI has done. It has done the life cycle analysis. So they have some scores I identified. Maybe they should come up with, maybe Mr. AI has already come up with, but this is something which has been done very recently, like only few months back. So maybe this is something in progress, but benchmarking from sustainability is also a thoughtful way of thinking.
Thank you so much for those detailed answers. So, the next question we have, with LLMs becoming larger each year, what strategies can team use to reduce training energy consumption without sacrificing model capability?
Yeah, this would be the last question I'll be taking. Sorry, I need
Yeah,
to drop
sure.
off after this. Um,
Sure, sure.
Thank you. So, in before without compromising on the model's efficiency, how what are the so you need to have. Sorry, could you repeat the question?
Yes. Just a second. So, with the LLMs becoming larger each year, what do you think the strategies can team use to reduce training energy consumption without sacrificing the model capability?
Yeah. So without compromising on the model capabilities is very important. That's where you need to be able to, when you're optimizing, you need to be able to identify the perfect balance. As I've shown in the graph, there is a perfect balance which you need to achieve. Like large language models are very large, and when you're trying to make them optimized, you are compromising on some parameters, you are losing some things. So you need to identify that the Pareto analysis is something which is a very thoughtful framework where you are identifying what are the 20% of things which are impacting the 80% of output. So what are the high important parameters which are significant for your use case, and then focus on them and adjust all of the remaining parameters accordingly.
Thank you so much for the amazing answer. And I really sorry to the participant. Will not be able to take more question as Swati has to drop off for the urgent work. But I have shared her LinkedIn ID into the chat box for your convenience, guys. I'm sharing it once again so that you don't miss out. So you can connect with her directly for any query, any assistant, or any consultation. I'm sure Swati would be happy to help you out. Right, Swati?
Yeah, definitely. And thank you for joining the session. And those questions are really thoughtful. And it's my morning time. I need to drop off my kid at school. So I'm sorry about it. I got her ready so I can drop her on time. But yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. So we'll not keep you more, so we can start with the next part of session. I'll just wrap up in 2 minutes.
Thank you.
Just allow me a minute to share my screen. So, this is the today's AI tool challenge, guys. So, I'm sharing this today AI tool challenge into the chat box for your convenience so that you don't miss out. So, when you're completing this challenge, make sure when you're posting it on LinkedIn, you're tagging the GSDC so that you can, so that we can follow your progress and we can cheer for you for every step of the way. And also, the winner will get a $400 worth gift certification voucher for this trend. So make sure you're taking the part of it and taking the advantage of this offer. And we are so happy to see this many of the participants are actively taking part into this challenge. And while posting on LinkedIn by tagging the GSTC, they are giving us the chance to follow their journey and cheer from them to every step of the way. And if they need any assistance, we can help them on every step of the way. So make sure when you're posting, you're tagging the GSTC as well. So before wrapping up, I just wanted to make a quick announcement that I have told this in my previous session also, that we have launched a platform called Utility Tool, and I've actually started getting DM from many of the participants telling me that how the utility tool are helping them into their job hunting journey. So I would strongly recommend you this, because in today's AI era, HRs and recruiters are also one of the people who take the help of AI to make their professional journey even more easier. So they do get a lot of resumes on the daily basis, but they are using now the screen ATS screening system to screen the resume for sending the next round of interview. But this is also one of the reason that most of the candidates resumes are getting rejected, even though after having the skills and experience, because they are not up to the mark of the they're not up to mark of the AI screening system. So what you can do, you can take the help of utility tool. By you logging into the utility tool, you can use your LinkedIn ID and password, and by using the LinkedIn ID and password, it will give you a recommendation for improving your LinkedIn profile. It will give you a recommendation according to your job designation and industry you are targeting. And you can change your bio, you can change your experience management, even for your LinkedIn photo and even backdrop zoom as well. You can it will give you a recommendation. So you, by the help of that, it will make your live job hunting journey easier, and it will make you to stand out your resume in front of the HRs and recruiters. So when everyone is taking the help of AI, why or not, take the help of AI. And we are also giving a complimentary coupon code to our participant, which will give you 100% off for using this tool. So take the help and make your job hunting journey even more easier, and stand out your resume in front of the HRs and recruiters. I have shared the utility tool coupon code link into the chat box. Also, if you guys are ready for getting your certification into the into the AI implementation, Gen AI, Agentic AI, AI Foundation. So now the certifications are available on our website. You can opt it from there. And we are also giving a complimentary coupon code to all of our participants, which will give you a 20% off. So I'm sending this coupon code into the link into the chat box for your convenience, so that you don't miss out. So opt for the certification from our website. Use the coupon code link. Get 20% off, and get the certification into the GenAI. And we are going to conduct one more session after this. If you are an ISO enthusiastic people, so I would strongly recommend you this. So what you can do, I am sharing you the registration link, otherwise the Zoom webinar link, which you can join this session. So we are conducting session on currently on the module of ISO 4201 and ISO 2701 across industries. So I have shared the registration link into the chat box so that you don't miss out. And the timing is 8:30 a.m. Central, 10:30 p.m. Singapore, and 8 p.m. ISTs. So I hope to see you all there as well. And after the ISO, I'm going to host one more session, which is a learning and development. You're going to learn from the real world learning and development case studies across industries. And the timing for this is 9:30 a.m. Central Time, 11:30 p.m. Singapore time, and 9 p.m. Indian timing. I have shared the registration link for the learning and development also into the chat box, so that you can join for this webinar as well. So I'm hoping to see you all there too. And these are the platforms where you guys can connect with us: our LinkedIn ID, our WhatsApp group, our website. So for make sure you are connecting all of the platforms here to be stay updated regarding our upcoming events and trends. Also, we would love to hear your feedback. We would love to know what are the session key takeaways, what are the learning outcomes, and what most resonated with you, or how do you feel about the webinars we are conducting, and how do you feel about the speakers who are coming on our platform to make your learning journey even more engaging. So please do drop your feedback at reviews.io. I am sharing all of the platforms links plus the reviews.io link into the chat box for your convenience, guys, so that you don't miss out. So do connect with all of the platforms and drop your feedbacks and suggestions onto the reviews.io, because your feedbacks and suggestion will help us to make your learning journey even more engaging, dynamic, and fun. And now it's time to celebrate our referral champions. So we have Leela Venkat, we have Saroj, we have Dauda. So thank you so much to all three of you for helping us simplify our initiative and reach it to the wider global audience. Keep the momentum going, but you can also be part of the referral championship. So what you can do, if any of your peers, colleagues, and professional wants to join for this webinar, you can refer them the registration link from our website. Otherwise, you can refer this registration link which I have sent into the chat box right now. So every referral will earn you a point, and once you hit a 50 point, you will be able to get a free gift certification voucher. So make sure you're taking the advantage of this offer as well. And with that, it's time to come to an event. Thank you so much once again, Swati, for the amazing and insightful session. We are very honored to have you as our speaker. Looking forward to having you in the future sessions as well. Thank you so much to all of the participants for joining us into the learning journey. I'm hoping to see you all into the next webinar as well. Till then, keep learning, keep energizing. Have a good day, good night, good evening, good morning, wherever you are.